All right, welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show. So it looks like there will be additional fiscal support for those who will be or are currently unemployed. Now, the question of what that fiscal support looks like is a whole other story. Now, a lot of additional money is on the table, guys, and you may be surprised at how much of it is. So, more on that shortly, but first, if you're new to this channel, please hit that big red subscribe button right down below. Also, please hit the like button. It helps to get this economic evangelism right on out there to the masses to bring more people into precious metals. Now, Nancy Pelosi says the Roni aid bill will cost at least $1.3 trillion, but, and she quotes, that's not enough. So let's see what's on the table in Washington. I'm going to read this quick quote from the article right here. And I quote: Congress has only days to prevent millions of Americans left jobless by the Ronies from seeing their income dry up, as the $600 per week federal unemployment benefit passed in March expires at the end of the month. Last week, 1.3 million people filed new jobless claims, underscoring an additional crisis as many businesses remain closed and states facing Roni outbreaks pause or roll back plans to reopen their economies. While Democrats want to extend the enhanced unemployment insurance, McConnell and President Donald Trump's top economic advisors want to end it as designed now because it left certain people making more money at home than they did at their jobs. It is unclear how lawmakers could craft future aid for people still struggling to cover costs after losing their jobs. Other points of conflict Congress will need to resolve include, now these are some of the interesting bullet points here. The first one: Democrats want to pass assistance for renters and homeowners as local and state eviction and foreclosure moratoriums start to expire around the country. Pelosi called the issue very urgent and said Republicans have opposed allocating money for housing relief. Now, here's the second point. Pelosi has pushed to send nearly $1 trillion to state and local governments facing lost revenue and increased costs due to the Ronies. McConnell has resisted approving more aid for states and municipalities, arguing he does not want to cover for bad financial decisions made before the Ronies hit. McConnell has said any bill will have to include liability protections for doctors and businesses. Doctors generally oppose, or Democrats generally oppose the proposal. But Pelosi has said she wants to see exactly how the GOP would structure a legal shield. Democrats want to expand supplemental nutrition assistance program, also known as SNAP, benefits, but Republicans oppose doing so in the spring. Pelosi has proposed stronger occupational safety and health administration standards, also known as OSHA, to protect workers during the Ronies, a plan she said the GOP has resisted. While lawmakers plan to go home from the start of August through Labor Day, Pelosi said this week that she would cancel the House's August recess if needed to pass another aid bill. Now that's big. Now, obviously, these are unprecedented times, so I wouldn't call her bluff. I can definitely see them trying to get this thing over the field goal, especially with it being an election year. So, as you guys can tell, a lot is on the line here. The decision that is made in this new bill could either spell a quicker contraction on Main Street or a further delayed reaction by kicking the can down the road. Now, obviously, as gold and silver stackers, more money sloshing around in the economy is bullish for us. And with more states shutting down businesses, we will see more people continuing to file for unemployment. Check this out. Um, where restaurants and bars are closing again across the United States. Now, this comes from a website called Eater. So, you know they have to know a thing or two about restaurants and bars. Okay, so let's see what's being rolled back and where. So, first up, we have Idaho. On June 15th, nightclubs and bars in Ada County, which were previously allowed to reopen, are closing after a spike. Florida. On June 26th, bars previously allowed to reopen are closed after a spike. On July 8th, restaurants in Miami-Dade County must close to dine-in service after a spike. Arizona. On June 29th, bars previously allowed to reopen closed after a spike. Closures will last until July 27th at the earliest. Texas. On June 29th, restaurants reverted to 50% capacity after a spike. Bars were also ordered closed. Colorado. On June 30th, bars that do not serve food previously allowed to reopen closed after a spike. Closures will last at least 30 days. Michigan. On July 1st, bars previously allowed to reopen for indoor dining reverted to takeout and outdoor drinking after a spike. Bars in northern Michigan and the Upper Peninsula were excluded from this order and may remain open. Pennsylvania. On July 3rd, restaurants and bars in Allegheny County closed to dine-in service after a spike. Dine-in service set to resume on July 10th. Tennessee. On July 3rd, restaurants in Nashville reverted to 50% capacity after a spike. In Davidson County, bars that derive a majority of their revenue from alcohol sales also closed and will not reopen for at least 2 weeks. Nevada. On July 10th, in Clark County and Washoe County, bars that do not serve food will close to prevent a spike. California. On July 13th, restaurants and bars across the state closed to dine-in service and reverted to a delivery and takeout model after a spike. Louisiana. On July 13th, bars closed to dine-in service after a spike. The closures will be in place until July 24th, but may be extended. So, guys, let me know if any of these states that were impacted that I just read off were ones where you guys reside. If so, what does the overall local economy feel like there? And for those of you who are international as well, let me know how things are going in your neck of the woods as well in the comment section below. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe. It's Black Bullion.